It is, once again, 7:30 in the morning here in Taichung, and I'm on my way for yet another adventure. My destination, once again, is Jiayi, but this time the TRA station instead of the high-speed rail station. It's a Monday, so a lot of transit options are back to normal, and it should be a little less crowded, but with rush hours being what they are, I don't think that luck will prevail. My goal of today is to visit, yet again, some weird Taiwanese bus stations, just going around doing my little transit adventures. So what I've decided is that in 4 minutes there is a local train going towards Changhua, which is further south of here. Oh, I'm lucky today. It's EMU 500s. After a wonderful ride as always, the EMU 500s have dropped me off here at Changhua Station. So it's gonna take me about an hour and 45 minutes on the local train to get to Jiayi, but that's okay. I do like the local trains. I still have about 15 minutes before it departs, so I'm gonna walk on over to the bus station I was at 2 days ago, see if I can do a little foaming of the tight entrances and exits, and then I'll be on my way. Across the street here, that is the Changhua bus station. This little alleyway is the entrance to the bus station. Let's see if anything shows up. Okay, so I've stood here for a few minutes. There aren't a whole lot of good vantage points that don't look extremely dangerous, so I think I might go try the entrance of the station instead. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interesting things going on either. And with my train readily approaching, I think I'm going to go back to the station. Wow. Normally the TRA freight locomotives are painted orange, but that one's painted blue. Fancy. An hour and 40 minutes on this bad boy. Alrighty, an hour and a half later, bumbling through the Taiwanese countryside, I've made it to Jiayi, and it seems like I made it here just in time to see the train to Alishan depart. The Alishan Railway is a railway that goes way up into the mountains into one of the most beautiful areas of Taiwan. They recently finished the entire line after a typhoon took out about half of it, so now trains are running all the way up from here to Alishan. But unfortunately, trains only run 2 or 3 times a day, so frequencies are not all that good. It's now pretty rare that I got to see a departure. So, now that I'm in Jiayi, my main goal is to check out the Jiayi Bus Company Zhongshan Station. This is a bit down the road from the train station, and it's kind of an insane entrance, just like slammed in the middle of the side of a busy street. So from there, my goal is to visit a town called Beigang, and then we'll see what I do with my day from there. Jiayi is, of course, the gateway to Alishan, and as such, lots of buses to get there. Unfortunately, it's a huge pain to get to, and while beautiful, I will not be visiting this trip. A crossing sign has a little mascot. Alright, I've walked a fair distance from the train station, and I'm gonna turn left at this street. This is a very small street, not a whole lot going on. I guess we'll have to see why I turned up it. Alright, we got a weird kind of entrance here. Boom. Bus station. You can see all the points in the wall where someone's hit it before. Buses come in from this street and then turn that way. On the other side you can see all the times that buses have scraped there. Up here, this is the actual station itself and the exit. Wow. 你好，下一班去北港是什么时候开？11点半。好，谢谢。So, the next bus to Beigang leaves at 11:30, which is in an hour and 5 minutes, so I do find myself with a significant amount of time to burn. Here comes an arriving bus. I'm kind of in the wrong spot to film it though, but it's gonna turn down there and then enter the stop. In the meantime, I'm waiting for this bus to exit. What a strange bus station. There's another bus right behind that one. Alright, next goal is to catch an arrival, negotiate all this. Alright, we have an arrival. Wow. And there's the second one. Look at this. This is insane. So I think that's it on arrivals for now. There's the buses are scheduled to pulse out of here at 11 in about 20 minutes, so I think this is all the buses they can fit in here. There's about 4 departures scheduled to leave at 11 and 4 buses pulled up. So I guess they just stay here for a little bit. I'm gonna go see what I can do to occupy myself. I'm definitely realizing I could have just taken this bus, which honestly would have been a little more silly and goofy, but oh well. The difference is that bus is run by the county of Jiayi and not the Jiayi city company, so I don't know. I wanted to take a bus that would have left from the quirky bus stations. Now I have to kill 50 minutes. I seem to have found a park. So, one of the things I said I needed when I came to Taiwan was external hard drives for more footage storage. Something about these videos being high quality or whatever means that they take up a lot of storage space. And I'm gonna try to see if the storage prices are cheaper here than they are in America. So to do so, I'm gonna walk over to the nearest electronics store that I can find and try my luck. Oh, battery bust. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, well, prices are about comparable to American prices. Alright, not bad. Got a 4 terabyte hard drive for $100, so about comparable to the US, slightly cheaper. Anyway, I have now sufficiently burned enough time. 20 minutes to my bus, I can walk back to the bus station. Peeking out through the storefronts is a bus. Unfortunately, my bus does not pull out of the station. Instead, we board on the side of the road. And I made it to the very crowded Baegong station. There goes the bus now. And this is the Baegong station. Wow. And so I've made it to Baegong, mostly just because I really wanted to see this bus station. They keep a bus laying over there, and I guess it's just like slammed up against the poles, so I think that's interesting. Anyway, I have about 30 minutes here before my next bus, so I'm going to give myself a little walking tour. Now, Baegong is an extremely small and rural kind of place, but there used to be sugar train history here, so one of the things I'm going to go check out is the old sugar train right-of-way that has been turned into a walking path. And suddenly, sugar train history. The rails here lead up to a swing. Oh, this is very nice. Here's some history about the old sugar train station. Wow. So the Baegong Sugar Railway used to come all the way out here as one of the branches operated by Taiwan Sugar, I believe it closed in the 40s, 50s. It was a while back. And yeah, ever since then there has been no train service, freight or passenger, as is the case in many of these central Taiwanese towns. Bridge spotted. Damn, this bridge takes you up high. Oh boy, more history. Former railroad bridge. Wow. What a funky sort of design this is. And down there, legitimate railroad history. There are a bunch of stray dogs down there too. But here are the old sugar train tracks. You can see where the right-of-way would have continued. Here's a bridge that seemingly just goes to the other side, and that's it. Just barely through the trees, you can see the continuation of the right-of-way. What once was. Oh, aren't you a cutie? Hi. There's something Beijing is famous for. A massive temple. Alright, I'll be turning off of the path here and making my way back to the bus station. This is the much more touristy part of town. So, next up in my grand plan, I'm gonna hop on a bus to a town called Sihu, really out in the middle of nowhere. But all I'm gonna do there is transfer, hopefully there's a 10-minute connection, 10-minute transfer to another bus that'll take me to a town called Siluo. Now, we'll see if this actually happens or not. I still have a wary fear of Taiwanese bus systems and Google Maps. Alright, first step is to find the 7211 bus. I'm sorry, 7221. That might be an outlet? Let's see this. It does not work. Look at him go. Alright, right on time I've made it to Sihu, so I just step across the street and I'm gonna hop on my connecting bus to Sihu. This bus is operated by the Taichung Bus Company and it actually does a direct service to Taichung on the highway, but I will be getting off before it gets on the highway today. Ooh, a Taiwanese bus has showed up. Oh, this one's mine. Ooh, this bus is fancy. Stopped on the side of the road and someone is fighting the driver. That's nice. After an hour and a half of bumbling through the Taiwanese countryside, I made it to Siluo. This is another bus station. It's not quite as crazy. It's just a pull in, pull out situation. And it's here that I have about a 20-minute gap. There's an 85 Degrees bakery down the street that I want to go have a snack at because I haven't eaten lunch yet. And then I'll be switching to another bus. Interestingly enough, it'll take me to Linne, the town that I was in yesterday. Time to grab a snack. Damn. My quick snack enjoyed. It's back to the bus station with me. Man, that yellow bus has places to be. I appreciate that they've added transit card refill stations. Welcome change from previous times. There's an incoming inner city bus from Kaohsiung. My bus approaches. And roll. It appears that I got a bus that was sitting out in the yard all day because this thing is boiling. As big metal boxes that sit in the sun tend to. Anyway, comfy seats. I changed sides to avoid the sun. Pretty pagoda. low-powered e-ink real-time info display, but you know what? Good for Taiwanese bus. That's a stop improvement. What is this turn? I am extremely pleased to report that I was the only person on board this bus from Seoul to Linne. Not good for their ridership or fare revenue, but elite experience for me. And once again, funnily enough, I find myself in Linne. What's even more interesting is I find myself in Linne with the perfect amount of time to catch the Zhiguang Express again. I do have to wait 30 minutes, so I could take a faster local train, but I want a chance to ride a train that honestly might be retired by the time I come back here next. So I'm gonna give myself a little ride on the Zhiguang Express to Tianzhong, a stop 2 stops up. I was silly and goofy, and I got myself a ticket. It cost me less than $1, and it'll take about 20 minutes to get there, but it'll be comfortable. It saves me literally no time because there's a local train that leaves at roughly the same time, 20 minutes before actually. But you know what? I do not care. The ticket guy may have laughed at me a little bit. Today I'm exploring a little park that I did not see yesterday. I really love the diesel rolling stock that TRA has. Part of me, the boomer part of me, is sad that all the lines are electrified now and there's no chances to ride behind that like big clunking locomotive on the train services or rather DMUs anymore. The other part is like, yeah, I know it had to happen because of frequency and things, but like, big, loud train, it's cool. Bridge over delicious waters. Back to the station with me. I randomly met with my aunt that lives in Linne and she gave me some pastries. And now, onwards. And bye-bye to my aunt. An extremely comfortable 15 minutes later, my train has pulled up next to the military train from earlier. I'm here at Tianzong with my bag of pastries because there is a bus station here that I want to check out. I'm going to take a bus to the Yunlin. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to take the bus to the Zhanghua HSR station. Right across the way there, that is the bus station, where I'll be catching the 6709. This bus station is very small, and it's an alley docking situation where all the buses have to pull in. Unfortunately, I don't get to see anything fun today, as that is my bus and it is leaving in 4 minutes. I'm not the only bus station filmer today. That's rare. A little bit later, here I am at the high-speed rail Zhanghua station. This is very far removed from the actual town of Zhanghua, but such is the plight of high-speed rail stations. I'm here to transfer to the high-speed rail fast route 7, whatever they call it, because my next destination is Yuanlin. No, I am not getting on a high-speed rail train, unfortunately. A 7 is approaching now, but it's going back towards Tianzong, so I'm not going to take it. It's a little battery bus, I think. Oh my god, he's cooking. Look at that thing go. Now, my trip on the whatever bus that I just took was absolutely pointless, but I think it wasn't pointless. I got to exit the Tianzong bus station and ride an ancient old clunker. And a significantly less ancient clunker is making its way out. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it was a little bit pointless because the fast route 7 goes to Tianzong station, to here, to Yuanlin, so I could have just like stayed on one bus, but where's the fun in that? Well, I suppose if Linne has one thing, it is... It is comically oversized pastries and my very nice family. Here's an example of some questionable wayfinding in Taiwan. So, 6700, sorry, here's when it departs. From 9 a.m. to 3:40 p.m. there are 4 buses a day. Thanks guys, when? Oh hell yeah, I got the mini buzz bus to carry me today. He's taking us along for the parking trip. One very electric ride later, here I am at the other Yuanlin bus station. This is the other one that I mentioned 2 days ago, for those of you that are keeping track. And I have a exactly 10-minute connection to walk to the train station, where I'm hopefully going to catch a Zhejiang Express train back towards Taichung. I don't have time to get a ticket, so I'm going to chance it with my yo-yo card and see what kind of seat I can get. So here's one of the long-distance buses. Unfortunately, this bus station is quite a fair distance away from the train station, so I don't even know if I'm going to make it. Ooh, pretty flowers. Alrighty. After an extremely comfortable ride, I'm back in Taichung, and notice, EMU 500s. I think some sets of EMU 500s got reassigned to either Zhanghua or whichever yard bases, the regional short hop local trains are based out of. Anyway, I am back. This has been a very good adventure. I'm honestly shocked everything worked as well as it did. I was able to make a massive circle of very rural Taiwanese countryside towns. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.